Hello and welcome to Report Desk Africa. Now, if you have missed any or some of the stories across the continent during the past week, well, Report Desk Africa is where you not only get to see the stories, you also get to hear the back stories and insights into some of these stories. My name is Bernard Akede, and again, welcome to Report Desk Africa.
My name is Blessings Mosugu, and on today's program, we will be taking a trip to Southern Africa, Zambia to be precise, where the country celebrated its 57th anniversary a few days ago. Now, this year's celebration seemed special, especially because of the country's return to the principles upon which it was founded more than half a century ago. So today we'll be discussing with our correspondent in Zambia, who will be giving us details of how Zambia has celebrated the day. You know, Bernard, I saw some clips online of that day, and it was quite colorful, really beautiful. Very,
very colorful indeed. I think most importantly for me, I liked the music that the band was playing. You know, they played a lot of hymns, Christian songs, but for me, having a military background just took me back memory lane, and I enjoyed the band.
Right. The anthem did it for me.
Yeah, the anthem is a fantastic one.
Yes, it is.
All right, so we'll be coming back after this break. Don't go anywhere. It is still Report Desk Africa.
Thank you very much for staying with us. And like we said earlier, we'll be looking at Southern Africa today. Don't forget, it's still Report Desk Africa. Now, October 24th remains a remarkable day in the history of Zambia, as it marks the anniversary of declaration of independence of the country from Great Britain in 1964. Now, let's take a look at this report.
On October 24, 1964, Zambia became an independent nation. The landlocked country, officially known as the Republic of Zambia, located at the crossroads of Central, Southern, and East Africa, gained independence from the United Kingdom, while Prime Minister Kenneth Kaunda became the inaugural president.
I can never sell out Africa. Never. Not me. Not these boys here. Not these girls here. We are men and women of principle. We have done all these things in search of peace.
Several years ago, in the year 1888 to be precise, Cecil Rhodes, the leader of the British South African country, obtained mineral rights in the North region by signing treaties with leaders. This was done in exchange for protection from invasion. The region later became known as the Copper Belt because of the abundance of minerals found there. Northern and Southern Rhodesia, which metamorphosed into Zambia and Zimbabwe, respectively, were eventually proclaimed a British sphere of influence due to the thriving business activities, which led to Britain accepting that Africans should be given more power than the federal government was willing to admit. Hence, the Zambia African National Congress and United Nations Independence Party were created, and the latter agreed to take part in election under a new constitution led by Kenneth Kaunda, a former teacher and civil servant. In 1962, elections were held, which resulted in an African majority in the Legislation Council and a coalition between two African nationalist parties. The council passed resolution calling for secession from the Federation and demanding an internal self-government under a new constitution. By December 1963, the Federation was dissolved, and in January the following year, Kaunda won the election as Prime Minister of Northern Rhodesia. October 24 will continue to be referenced as historic in modern-day Zambia, as the British colony of Northern Rhodesia became the independent Republic of Zambia. Till date, the Independence Day celebration is done throughout the country, especially in the capital city, Lusaka. For 2 consecutive days, the colors of the country, red, green, black, and orange, are used in decorations and sewn into extravagant designs to celebrate the freedom of the South African nation. Happy Independence Day, Zambia.
Happy Independence Day, Zambia. Indeed, if you knew nothing about Zambia, let's call that Zambia 101. That's fresh knowledge about Zambia. Oh, and by the way, that report was put together by our very own Blessings Musugu. Well done, Blessings.
Thank you. And then on that day as well, there was a 3-hour show here in the studio with Tolulokwe Adilere Balogun and Benga Oboro. And it was really interesting because I was glued to my screen. I got to know a lot about Zambia, and it was quite interesting. And
to know more about Zambia and to give us first-hand information as to what exactly went down, or what exactly happened in Zambia during the independence ceremony. Joining us via Zoom now is our Zambian correspondent, Lydia Makini, who will be giving us first-hand information on all that happened in the landlocked country during the Independence Day celebration this year. We will also be discussing some of the changes made by President Hakainde Hichilema since he assumed office 2 months ago. Hello, Lydia. It's a pleasure to always have you here with us.
Hello, Lydia.
Hello, Lydia.
Good evening. Hi.
Hi, good evening.
All right, Lydia, well, first of all, happy independence to you and to every Zambian at home and abroad. I hope you did enjoy the day.
Yes, we did. Thank you so much.
All right. All right, now, Lydia, to start with, I know that this was the first independence celebration for President Hakainde Hichilema since assuming office. Now, what was it like for the president and the people of Zambia celebrating this historic, anniversary?
Well, it was an exciting moment for him. We saw that he brought in changes on that particular day. We saw that he had not doing the way it's normally done, but instead he brought in some new changes. Exciting moment for him, and as well as Zambia, it was the first time about the founder of the nation, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, which was a sad moment, but it was also something that was a memorable day for Zambia. But for His Excellency, Hakainde Hichilema, it was a moment because he brought in changes. He had also delivered his speech at a later moment, as well as he did his movement with not notifying anybody. So for him, it was really something that was quite remarkable.
All right, now it's just over 2 months since the president was sworn in, that's Hakainde Hichilema. What can you say have been the notable changes he has brought in so far?
A lot has been happening, a lot that he has brought in. We saw that he is fighting corruption, which is taking in. We are seeing people being brought to work. Those that have, stolen money, those that were keeping money. So we see that the ANC are really working hand in hand, and as well as the promises that he has made. He wants to make sure that the country goes up. What in terms of economy, promise, agriculture. So that there's some media institutions that were closed, that we can say prime television, which was recently opened because of freedom of speech, because we're limited to some of the things to say before. But now that it's in and freedom of speech to everybody, and also that some media institutions and journalists are free to go to the State House at any particular.
Lydia is our correspondent from Zambia. She was giving us information as to what exactly happened during the 57th independence celebration. Well, Blessings, I believe Lydia was trying to say that a lot has happened in the past 2 months since President Hakainde Hichilema assumed office to become the president of Zambia. Now, we do know that he has tried about 5 times, if I'm not mistaken, to become the president. Tried, failed. I think it's a perfect example of if at first you get it wrong, try again. And this time, try again.
Okay.
And then on the 6th time, eventually,
right.
Yeah, he did get it right.
Yeah, and I think, well, I would say it's too, soon to know if things have, changed, but we can see that, a lot of things are actually changing, to put it that way. And then it's been 2 months, like you said, and we see that things are going back to how the Zambians wanted it. And I think that's all they've been clamoring for.
Very true. And most importantly, one of the things he said during his campaign was that he would make sure that corruption, it's a very common word all around the world, not just in Africa, that corruption will be eliminated or completely taken out of governance in Zambia. But very important for me is there are 2 great names in Zambia that he mentioned, their past leaders. He mentioned the Kenneth Kaunda, who recently passed away, one of their founding fathers.
Yeah, and that was the first prime minister.
The first prime minister in Zambia, definitely. And he largely talked about Kenneth Kaunda, and he also talked about Simon Zukas, 2 of the great Zambian leaders whom he believes that Zambian leaders presently should emulate their characters if they truly want to move Zambia to the proverbial promised land. I
mean, I would want to believe that one of the reasons why he gave those names, especially for Kenneth Kaunda, following what the report said, we see that there were a lot of sacrifices that he made while he was in power. So if people can actually look beyond, beyond themselves to the interest of a nation, it will really go far to, contributing positively to the growth of a nation as well. So I think, that's why he mentioned those names.
Very true. And again, like I said earlier, very interesting for me during the celebration. Like you mentioned in that report, it's always a colorful, colorful ceremony with the colors of the nation.
The flags are actually very colorful.
Very colorful. And if you notice, almost every African country has green on their flag, meaning representing vegetation.
Yeah.
So we should be producing a lot of food in Africa. But like I said, notable for me was the band, the military band. They started with the prayers, and then there were lots and lots of songs that were played back to back to back. It was clearly a celebration, not just an independence ceremony, but you can call it an independence celebration, which was very, very interesting.
It felt like there was a celebration of achievement, and
yes, very true. But real celebration of achievement, basically being that the new president has come in after so many years. Remember that the former president, Edgar Lungu, who was there, had, in the words of some authors, had taken or had put Hichilema through trials and tribulations. And then he's come back. And there still are those who are waiting to see if there will be any, so to speak, would I say, retaliatory measures on Edgar Lungu by Hichilema. But he has said that he's looking towards a unified Zambia for all parties to work towards lifting the country out of its previous or its current problems. Right.
Well, congratulations to Hakainde Hichilema, because this is his first independence celebration in power, and also happy independence to Zambia once again.
Very true. All right, now we'll be going on a very quick break. It is still Report Desk Africa. If you're just joining us, we have been talking about Zambia's 57th independence ceremony, which also coincidentally happened to be the first independence ceremony that will be celebrated by the new president, Hakainde Hichilema, just 2 months after he assumed office. We will be going on a quick break, and when we come back, it will be time for us to take the forecast segment on Report Desk Africa. Do stay with us. Thank you for remaining with us. It still is Report Desk Africa, and we've been talking about the Zambian independence celebration, which took place over the weekend on Sunday. Still with us is our correspondent from Zambia, Lydia. Lydia, just before we went on that break, we were talking about President Hichilema, his achievements in the past 2 months. We know it's still a bit early to talk about his achievements, but he did also say, that Zambian people should, basically he talked about administration, and he said he will deliver on the campaign promises that he made. What are some of these campaign promises that he made, and so far, how many has he been able to deliver on, even though we know it's just 2 months since he assumed office?
The first thing that he was targeted on was, as I said earlier on, we had discussed of technical issues. It was a freedom of speech, which people were crying for. and then which he has delivered, because we see that everybody is having their freedom of speech. They are doing whatever, or they are saying anything they wish to say, unlike before they were limited to some issues as well as some matters that touched the government. And the second thing was a fight against corruption. The corruption at Zambia level, it was something that was extremely high, and it was not something that was acceptable in Africa and in Zambia, so to say. So this is something that he said he's going to fight against corruption and see that everybody should not participate in corruption. And the other thing was the economic sector is also, he promised to say this country is going to be developed, as well as in agriculture sector, health. He also saw that there are a lot of teachers that are not employed, and he promised him to say that they are going to get their jobs. And the youth, he promised the youth as well as empower the women. So far, and what he has done was just, we say, okay, it's just 60 days in the office, or 60 plus in the office. So we haven't seen anything that is tangible, so to say, when it comes to the currents and other stuff. But he has brought in the freedom of speech, which we are very happy. As speaking from the media perspective, journalists were not really this, we didn't really have this freedom. We also saw that there are some media institutions that were closed. I will give an example of Prime Television, and other media institutions that were closed, but they got open instantly when he got into power. So the freedom of speech is there, and other promises that he has made, we are yet to see them.
Okay, thank you very much, Lydia. We do appreciate you joining us, and we hope to get more of what President Hichilema is doing and what he will continue to do in Zambia. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, we'll take a very, very quick break, and when we come back, we did mention that we'll be going to our forecast segment. Do stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. This is Report Desk Africa, and this is the final lap, or if you like, the last lap of the show. Joining us now is our correspondent, Nii Omoni. He'll be taking us through the forecast segment of the show. Nii, it's good to have you as always.
Hi,
hello, Nii.
Good to be here once again. Hi, Blessings. How are
you? You look amazing as always.
Thank you. You're not looking bad yourself.
All right, so Nii, what should we be expecting in the coming week?
Well, one of the big ones is the Sudan coup. It's cool in almost all some African countries. I was joking earlier before the show that who knows, maybe UN might be declaring the World Coup Day very soon.
It's actually a cool
maybe
name.
A bad joke, cool but I'm just really saying. So 2 years ago in Sudan, a coup came up and they tried to gain power. The military trying to gain power because what they were observing before, a constitutional order of military and civilian sharing power. But 2 years ago, they tried to take over. It didn't work out. And this year, it actually did. And the military has taken over in Sudan. And the place has been in chaos. AU has even come up to sanction them and say they need to restore constitutional order. And it's in fact, till now, coup is still going on in Sudan, like per day. And so many other things are happening there. And the questions people are now asking is that why is AU talking, that is the African Union, speaking now? Why didn't they speak when there were issues? Why didn't they speak when things were going sour? And so that's one thing to look out for in Sudan. And some other African countries are beginning to have that. It's as I've said earlier, coup everywhere.
Yeah. Very true. There was one in Guinea, there's Mali recently. Yeah. It clearly is something to look into. And then after the coups, what else are we looking at? There's something interesting happening in business in Nigeria.
Nigeria launched e-Naira. It's a wallet, just like Naira. It has the same value as the Naira, but it's an electronic currency. It's called e-Naira, and it's a way to transact and make cashless policy better. So that's what it's launched for. Although it will have been launched earlier, that is 1 month ago, but CBN cancelled the launching, but it was launched on Monday, and it has been operational since then. Although barely 48 hours after it was launched, the app was taken down on Google Play because of poor ratings and poor reviews, but now it's back online. But the questions people are asking once again is, what's the effect of this e-Naira on the economy?
Very, very true. I'd like to see, we would like to see
exactly
what the effect will truly be on the economy.
I'm actually very interested in that part because, that question is valid for everyone.
There's a part where, for now, you're just operate it like your banking app, no form of, you just use your BVN to open an account. And for the next 3 months, no charges for 3 months. We don't know what happens after 3 months, which is another question people are asking.
All right. You open your e-Naira account and I'll come and borrow some money from you.
Borrow? No, I'm expecting you send to me. No, I'm sure
then.
Blessings will send something, right? Blessings,
Oh, wow.
I trust
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Nee.
Always
Thank
nice
you,
having
Ben. Thank you, Blessings.
All right. That's all right, Blessings.
It is. It was an interesting segment.
Definitely it was. And we do hope that the e-Naira would eventually kick off and will probably properly be used. It was taken down because of poor ratings and poor performance on the Google Play Store. But I'm hearing that it just might be up again.
I mean, I'm looking forward to using it.
Definitely.
I am.
Let's see how that goes.
Okay.
Thank you so much. If you are just joining us, well, you have missed everything. This is Report Desk Africa. We have spoken about Zambia, and we clearly have spoken about what we will be looking forward to next week. Join us again, same time, same station next week. My name is Bernard Akede.
And my name is Blessings Masugu. Thank you so much for joining us.